everybody, Sister Fantastic here today, and welcome to today's video. We are be doing a makeup look with the Garden of Juvia's, which is a beautiful pastel palette. It's got a lot of pretty looks for spring, and I'm kind of feeling these violet vibes over here today, so I thought maybe we would do a violet look. And so anyway, I'm ready to get into this, and I'm going to start out with a little skin prep, because we all know that skin prep is so important. So I'm going to do a little toner, and then this has got a hyaluronic hydrating toner, and I've just been so dry here lately. It's been so sad. So anyway, I'm going to use one of these microfiber pads I've received, and I'm just going to put some toner on, and then we're going to go in with a serum and a foundation. And I want to use a sponge today. I've been trying out these foundations from UOMA Beauty, trying to find just the right way to apply these and combine them, and you know what products to combine them with. And the last look I did, it looked okay from the start, but after I wore it for a few hours, it just seemed like it just showed all the fine lines and everything from, I don't know, it just, I feel like it wasn't, my skin wasn't hydrated enough or something. I don't know what the deal was. Anyway, I'm going in with the LYS serum. This is a Think Bright Glow and Hydrate serum. So I'm just gonna put 3 or 4 drops in my hand, and we're gonna hydrate the skin really good today. My skin has been so dry. Winter walking winter flakes. Who needs snowflakes when you got flakes on the skin? So anyway, I just want to prep the skin really good with some serum. Hydrating serum, take it down the neck. I'm all about working on this décolleté area here lately. Alright, we're just going to let that soak in for a few minutes, and I want to use the cool toned. I bought 2 of these. I bought one in neutral, and then I bought one in, it's called Fair Lady T1C. And so we're going to, I'm going to put 3 pumps on the back of my hand, and I want to go, I've got a clean sponge here, and I'm just going to go, it's not even wet, it's just, it's a dry sponge, because I really want to get the good bit of coverage, and that happens with a dry sponge. So even though this is supposed to be cool toned, it still looks a little on the yellow side. These foundations are nice. I like the formula. They're thin, they're pigmented, but they run on the yellow side. So you may need some color correcting if you're on the cooler side of the spectrum with your skin. Put a little blue color corrector. Elf's got some really nice ones out right now, and they're very affordable. I need to go get a couple of, I want to get the blue one, and I want to get the peach one. Anyway, I'm just going to do a light coverage of foundation today and see if that will make a difference for me. As far as this is concerned, I may have just put too much foundation on. Okay, now we're going to use the concealer that goes with those products, and this is called Woke in the shade White Pearl, which it really doesn't look all that white. So, but it's very thick, and it provides really nice coverage. So just a little bit of that, and we're going to pounce that in and cover up. Whenever you wear violets or blue eyeshadows, it's definitely going to pull the purple circles. It's going to pull on those colors around your eyes. If you've got any kind of purple, red veins or purple circles or any of that kind of stuff, it's definitely going to pick up on all of that and emphasize it even more. So you want to make sure and use a good amount of concealer, maybe just a little more. We're going to build this up today. And if I had that peach corrector here, I would have put that on first to help with all of this. But anyway, I want to brighten up under the eyes. This is doing a good job. And this is actually the first time that I've tried a second coat of this concealer under my eyes. Okay, but it blends really, really well. Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, now I'm going to go on with some blush before I set this, and I'm going to use this one from Tarte. It's the Breezy Cream Blush in the shade Pink Sky. I recently got this in a BoxyCharm, and it's such a beautiful shade. Very, very pigmented. You can build this up, but I'm going for a lighter look. I can always put on more after a while. Put a little on the bridge of my nose here and keep it pretty high up towards the temples and the apples of the cheeks and move it up. So anyway, I'm going to try to do this makeup look quickly today. I've got about 45 minutes before the sun goes down, and so we gotta move. All right, I'm gonna go in with this Byterry hyaluronic translucent. It's a colorless powder, and it's very brightening. And I'm not gonna bake or anything, but I am gonna use a little bit of this on the clean side of the sponge. I'm just gonna dip it right into the powder, and we're just gonna set this concealer. And I love this powder. It is very brightening, and it is beautiful. Look at that. It smooths and brightens, and it's gorgeous. Now, if you're of a darker skin tone, you may not like a powder like this because it can be so brightening that it may appear like it's too bright, too white. But for me, it's great. Okay, so that's that. And now I'm just going to use a tiny little bit of powder from my OPV, just a little bit. I'm just going to pour that in the cap, and I'm going to take a puff, and I'm just going to dip my puff. This is a puff from Elf. I'm going to dip my puff into that, and I'm going to smooth it on the back of my hand, and I'm just going to get the chin and the nose and the top of the forehead. Not much powder today, just a little light dusting. I'm going to try to keep this foundation looking hydrated. Okay, so that's that. That's all I'm going to do on that. We're going for a youthful glow today. Alright, let me put this puff back in with the powder. Okay, let me go off camera. I'm going to do my brows and some bronzer, and I will be right back. We'll get into this palette. Okay, y'all, I'm back. I put on some bronzer and some highlighter, and I set everything down and set it with some Max Fix Plus. And so now I'm ready to get into this palette. I just think all these violets right here are just calling my name. So there's 2 mattes and there's 3 shimmers. So we'll see what happens here. Let me start out with the lightest matte. It's called Lilac U. And I'm using a fluffy brush. This is from Complex Culture. And I'm dipping in there about 6 or 8 times to try and get a good bit of pigment on the brush. So I'm just gonna, I put some eyeshadow primer on, the one from what's it called, Angel Wings, let me see, I just got this, I'm testing it out. It's called Angel Eyes from True and Luscious. This one right here, I'm testing it out to see how it's gonna perform. This is the second time I've used it. So the first time I used it, it did very well. I didn't experience any patchiness. And this shadow right here is not a pressed pigment, I don't think, because it is coming off light and just beautiful. So, so pretty. Okay, just a light wash of color there. Alright, so now the other eye. Just tapping this in before I start blending. And I want to take it pretty high up, leaving just enough room for a brow bone highlighter of some sort. Not sure what I'm going to use today. I may use my highlighter shade, which is a silver one from Wet n Wild, or I could use this matte, it's like a cream color in the palette, but I'm not really inclined to go that way. We'll see. I'll swatch these shimmers here in a minute. We'll see if there's one light enough. Okay, so there you go. Alright, now with that same brush, I'm going to go into this other lavender shade. It's called Sweet Lilac. So that's the one I started with. Now I'm going into this one. So this is a really fairly new release, this eyeshadow palette from Juvia's, and I'm glad they went ahead and put it out because I'm ready for some color. And here lately I've really been into like purples and berry tones and, you know, blues and purples and reds and purples and pinks and purples. I've just really been into these pretty lavender shades. And it doesn't really matter, you know, if it's in winter or whatever time of year it is. If you want to wear, you know, pastels in the middle of the winter, hey, it's okay. But this palette will definitely carry you off into spring. It definitely gives off the spring vibes. Lots of pretty greens in this palette too. Pastel greens. Okay, just a little bit more right here for that depth. That's pretty good. Now one of these shimmery purples is more blue than the other ones. So let's swatch these and see what we're working with here. We've got Blooming, which is a really pretty like shimmery pink. Gorgeous. And then we have this bluish purple one, which is called Purple Orchid. Isn't that pretty? And then we have Flower Child, which is more of a violet shade. Alright, so I'm gonna let the blue one go, and I'm gonna work with that purple and that pink today, I think. So let's see what happens. I wanna make Let me put these two down on my hand just to make sure. Yeah. Here's the swatches on my hand. These are the two that I am drawn to today. This one is really pretty, but I don't want to use it today. It's got some really pretty sparkles in it though. Okay, so let me get this stuff off my fingers. And let me switch brushes here. Let me go in, let me use this. I got a good like a pencil brush here. Let me just wipe it off on my microfiber towel. Make sure there's not any other color trying to work its way in here. All right, I'm going to go into this deeper purple here, the one that I was drawn to, called Flower Child, right there. And this is a smaller type fluffy brush. It's pretty dense. It's from Bee Bella. And it's really, really pretty. So let me, uh-oh, I'm dropping things. I have to figure out what that is in a minute. Okay, I'm just gonna go to the deepest part of the crease, like from the halfway point and over. And I'm gonna get that from the crease all the way down to the lid. Just that like outer half. Outer V. That is super pretty. Yes, I like that. I like it very much. And it has a lot of like pink reflect in it, which I feel like would go really, really well with the greens. And there's also a couple of like peachy type oranges in this palette. These colors would complement each other very, very well if you tried to mix them together, you know, instead of just doing them. I'm doing like a pretty much a monochromatic look today. Okay, now with that same brush, I'm just going to go into that lightest shade. It's called Blooming. That really pretty light pink. And I'm going to put that on the front half. I'm going to call it the inner V, because I'm going to go up into the crease area just to kind of coat that mobile lid really good, and not just this little place here, but on up here as well, so that it can meet what I just laid down, and it goes into this inner corner really good as well. So what we call the inner half. That is really pretty. A little bit more. I'm gonna make sure that that gets on that lid there, the center of that lid, and blends into what I've already laid down. Very nice. Okay, now the other eye. Juviasplace has some of the best formulas. They blend so good. Their shimmers are just absolutely beautiful. I've never had a problem blending or mixing colors with Juviasplace. I mean, it's a brand I trust. And I just love everything I've ever bought from them. And I have quite a bit now. Okay, now I need to do something for this bottom lash line. Let me find a, I'm going to use this little pencil brush here. Let me wipe it off on my microfiber towel. I think I used some kind of brown or something on it last time. I want to make sure all that's off. I feel like these microfiber towels are better for your brushes than the color swatch or switch, whatever it's called, color switch. Anyway, I'm always weary of using the rough textured type, you know, material to scrape my brushes with. It's going to break off the bristles or something. Okay, now let me go back into this Sweet Lilac shade, this matte right here. And this is a brush from Eloise. Really nice little short pencil type brush. And I'm going to go underneath the lash line. All the way across. And let that meet what I've done over there in that outer corner. I love this shade, y'all. It's so pretty. Look at it. Now this makes my eyelids, my inner eyelids, look really kind of red like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a black liner. I've got this liner here from Juviasplace. It's let's see, where's it at? This one here. It's in the shade Kajal, and this is waterproof, y'all. I love these. They're so creamy. And I'm just going to pop that in the waterline, and just to kind of take away from that redness, keep my eyes looking from so. You get too much redness right there on the waterline and you look like you've been crying. And I don't want to look like that. So just line that rim there. You could use a white one or another color. You could use a yellow or a light you know, just whatever color you want to that's going to take away from that purple. Brown. Okay, now I'm going to go and I'm going to pop on some mascara and some lashes, and then I'll be back with you and we will do lips together. Okay, y'all, I'm back and I finished the eye look and I put on a few little lashes there on the ends and a couple of coats of mascara, and I'm going to go in with this lip liner from Lurella, or this is from Be Bella, I mean, and it's called Only Yours, and it's like a pretty plummy wine color. And I wanted to match this up with my new MAC lipstick today. And see how they pair well up together. Okay, so a nice lip liner there. And let me leave that sitting out. This is my new MAC lipstick. I've used it once before. It's from the Love Me lipstick collection. It's called Monsieur. Just a really pretty, like a plummy pink, a mauve, kind of pinky nude. And I thought it would be pretty with this lip liner today. Look at that. Creamy and beautiful. Love it. Okay, let's go for a little shine. Let's apply lip gloss to it. Let me use this one from Hank and Henry, and this is in the shade Luna, which is like a really pretty light pink sparkle. And let me just put it on my hand. There's like a white holographic kind of a sheen to it. And I'm gonna just take my finger and I'm just gonna apply this on top. And it's got like a peppermint kind of a plumping action. Maybe just a little more. Yes, give me more. You use less when you use the doe foot applicator, but I don't want to get my doe foot applicator all messy with the redness of the lipstick. I could use a brush, but anyway, my finger's handier than a brush. That is gorgeous. Look at that. Oh, and I did tight line a little bit with that same eyeliner pencil. Okay, so this is the final look. Just pretty subtle on the cheeks today. Not too dramatic on the eyes. The lashes are probably the most dramatic thing. This one over here is kind of wonky, but anyway, we're going to live with it. Okay, now I've got my hands all wiped up. This is a pretty palette. All these lilacs and greens, and there's a few shades of like corally type goodness there. There's a couple of yellows. Anyway, let's see if we can do just a little more highlighting. Yes, let's just do a little more. We need more. I'll use this brush right here. Let me use this little brush from Elf. Let's see if we can't get a little highlighter action going here. Oh yeah. That's what this look needed. A little something something above the eyebrows. I like using highlighters for the inner corner and the up underneath the arch of my brow. Alright, let's do a little inner corner. And I'm using that same one from Wet n Wild. It's called Illuminatrice Mega Glow Highlighting Powder. Isn't that pretty? Oh, it's so pretty. I love these Wet n Wild highlighters. Okay, I'm just going to go right here in the inner corner. And I'm not going to go underneath the lash line today. I'm just going to stay right there in the inner corner. Just to add a little pop. Ta-da! Alright, let's set everything down that we did on the eyes with some Matte Fix Plus. I'm just going to do a couple of sprays because I already did the face. That eyelash right there. Looks like it's the Flying Nun or something. Oh. Okay, y'all, this is the final look. Pretty, pretty, pretty. pretty for spring. You could do a pastel Mardi Gras look with this. You could do the February birthstone, which is amethyst, with this. You know, lots of winter looks that you can do with this palette. I really love Juviasplace. Can't wait to play with those greens. Oh, that's going to be fun. And then, of course, you've got this neutral brown here, which would go with the yellows or these pinks really, really easily. This color right here is a matte, which that's great. So, lots of pretty shades in this palette. I love it. I love Juviasplace. Okay, y'all, you have to let me know what you think down in the comments and give me a thumbs up. Mr. Fantastic says, thank you very much. All right, y'all, I thank you for watching today. I hope you enjoyed it. God bless you today is my prayer, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.